And with that, now we're going to go even smaller to a trio of zebra finches who are known as Do, Re, and Mi. Do, a bird, a teeny bird. Sorry, I just had to break out in song. Hi, Vina.
Hi.
Thanks
Uh,
for sharing these finches with us. And again, if people have questions about finches or about any of the other birds for that matter, they can post them in the Q&A. So
y-
do we know how old they are?
yes, of course. Yeah, they are around 2 to 3 year old. Yes, that's the thing I came to know.
And is that old for a finch?
Yes, could you please repeat it again? I couldn't hear it.
I said, how old do finches get? What's a typical lifespan for them?
Yeah, they live around 5 to 10 years if they live in cage.
Right,
And what that did I research. So if they live in wild, so they live around 5 to 6 years. Yeah.
right. So these guys are fairly young, have a lot of good years ahead of them.
Yes.
Do you know how they came to Mickaboo?
Uh, they surrendered by their owner at avian place. So that's why Mikabu got it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they tend to be quiet birds, but they do make noise. They're kind of nice, really pleasant background noise. Do you find that?
Yes, yes. There be, they make a really kind of sound, like kind of music sound. And this music sound really soothing your ear. I like the sound, the beeping, beeping, I like that sound. Yeah. This sound is not really, see the sound now, you can hear it. It's not that loud
Mm,
sound.
yeah,
Yes.
it's not loud and it is very musical and very sweet.
Yes, very
Um,
sweet.
Now, I know that they've been doing pretty well in this cage and that Mickaboo is going to be getting you a bigger cage so they have even more room because it's really good for them to fly.
Yes, they really, yes, of course, I really like that, because they want to fly all around the cage and they really enjoy that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
What do they eat and what are some of their favorite foods?
Their favorite food, they eat pellet and mixed um, small seeds, kind of small seeds. And I give them a kind of some sesame and chia seeds and some kind of um, high quality, say, a mixed seed.
Mhm.
And my preferable, I give them a vegetables, fresh vegetables, and fresh fruits, including spinach, bell pepper, lettuce, and and I came to know they eat wild spinach and green fenugreek leaves. They touch everything. They try to eat everything. And the vegetable and fruit, they eat apple, grapes, berries. They don't eat like the big word. They eat the whole bunch. They touch everything. So apple, cherries, grapes, bell pepper. They even they touch orange too, little bit.
Right.
So
They just take
yeah,
small amounts and
yes, yes,
they're very small. It's hard to
very.
tell here, but they're about 2 inches long, maybe about five cent
Uh,
5 centimeters.
in yes, yes, including tail, maybe 3 inches.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah,
yeah. They're little.
and
Um,
they yes, and sorry, I'm interrupting you. They're using cuttle bone too, very nicely. So they're
out of
using that one too. Yeah,
yes. So, do they spend any time out of their cage?
they do, they do. They
And
do when I came back from my work. So I opened the door and they came out from the cage. And it is very surprising me. So they ask for me. They come to the door side. They know where is the door open. And they come turn by turn. And they ask, like, the big word, how
yeah,
they how they request you, how they ask, how they beg you.
Yeah.
So they ask for that like that. Yeah. So then I close the door because I have the big bird too. So then I put them in the cage outside, and close my bedroom door, and then I leave them open and they fly. And by
Gina,
the
you
yes,
raised a really wonderful point about not having, and this is just important for parrot owners to know, so I mention it, not having small birds out with big birds at the same time, because just accidents happen and really devastating injuries can happen. So really good for you that you make sure that they're, that they're kept separate. That's
oh,
great.
yeah,
Um,
my big bird always eager to meet them, and I know them. They are going to injure them very easily.
yes, yeah,
They always, whenever they with me, they always eager to meet them, and somehow I don't know. I means it's look like me. Whenever they are going to meet them, if they bite them, they are very little, and it is too much for them. Yeah,
yeah,
so
yep. It
I have to
easily
be
could
very,
be.
yeah.
Easily could be. How do they interact with people? Do they step up, or are they afraid of hands?
I did try very beginning because I spent like 2 hours with them, and they actually did try, and after that, and they get tired very easily. And after that I realized that maybe some accident can happen. So then I realized them, no, I should not do that, because if some accident can happen, so I cannot means I feel guilty forever in my life.
Sure.
So because they started to get a feed from my hand. They did start,
Right,
but not actually from my hand, but they started to eat a feed from the bowl on my hand, and they started to eat
right.
that part.
So they were
uh,
able to be more comfortable with you. That's great.
yes,
That's
yes.
wonderful.
Yeah, so they started to do that. But after that my work start from in person, so I did not get that much time. So when I spend a little less time with them, and they start get tiring. So because I was in hurry, so then I said no, because they are very tiny bird. So
Yeah,
maybe they can get hurt or something, so I should not do that. So if someone has a like, and they can spend continuously, it's not like they can do just like 30 minutes or 15 minutes and they can just grab them. No, they have to spend a like 2 hour very very patiently. So
yeah,
then they can be very tamed. They can be.
yeah.
So
I either a lot of time or small amounts of time, but very consistently, day by day. Both of those
day by day,
can
yes, day
work.
by day, very consistently,
So
yes. They,
uh,
Mhm.
we're going to have to wrap up, but I wanted to know what else would you want to tell people about living with finches and uh, adopting these birds?
uh, you know about them, they are about finches, because I have a small word and I have a big word both. About finches, they are easy to care, and minimum, very minimal time to they required a commitment. And generally they are very fine with the very minimum time. They will not need you to keep them your company. But surprisingly, when you come, when you are out and come in, they need you, they interact with you very easily, and they talk to you, and you are very surprised on that time. They talk to you, and they also, and they will be fine after that.
Yeah, it's
And
really, really amazing how much
y-
they want to and enjoy interacting with you.
yes, yeah, and they are very easygoing companion. On
Yeah.
that way, they are very easygoing companion in your house, and I just love them on that way.
All right. Thank you so much, Vina.